Welcome to another episode of Top Comic Stories, where I share to you the most intriguing and interesting comic stories from both Marvel and DC Comics this week. So if you don't have the time to read comic books anymore, hopefully this short video would be enough to cover the best comic stories this week. Grab a snack, seat back, and enjoy. You wouldn't believe this new armor of Iron Man. Tony just revealed the Mark 72. Now it's time to take back Stark Industries. In Invincible Iron Man number 15, Tony Stark was at the Hellfire Club when an ex-Sentinel robot came after him. This robot was made from Adamantium that came from a bunch of Wolverine skeletons, which Orcus collected. Tony had to use his latest Iron Man suit, the Mark 72, for the first time because of this. He mentioned that Adamantium's weakness is the Antarctic vibranium, but when the robot tried to stab him, its claws couldn't even scratch Tony's new suit, which is made of Mysterium. Tony easily squished the robot's head and even took down a Stark Sentinel outside. This is the ultimate anti-Stark Sentinel armor. Not only did Iron Man reveal the Mark 72, but he created the Sentinel Buster. And Fei Long had something up his sleeves as well. In Invincible Iron Man number 15, after Iron Man handled the attack by the ex-Sentinel, he spilled the beans that he tricked Fei Long into believing the Ironheart ships had mutants for an invasion, but it was all a trap. Once Iron Man landed in Australia, he began building the Sentinel Buster. But Fei Long isn't finished yet. He made a super dangerous armor called the War Machine Sentinel, which Iron Man thinks is the scariest armor ever. After Iron Man finished suiting up, he warns Fei Long that he's about to face his defeat. Who is the Strong Guy? Guido Carosella, also known as Strong Guy, is a mutant in the Marvel Universe. He's got this cool power where he can soak up energy from hits and turn it into super strength. So the more he gets smacked around, the stronger he gets. Guido's got this big, muscly look that changes depending on how much energy he's absorbed. He's been on a bunch of superhero teams like X-Factor and X-Force, and his ability to soak up energy makes him a tough fighter. But Guido's not just muscles. He's also a talented actor and comedian. And when it comes to fighting, he's really good at hand-to-hand combat, using all sorts of street fighting moves to make the most of his strength. This is DC Universe's new greatest threat. The Batman of Zur-En-Arrh has escaped Bruce Wayne's head and got a hold of Failsafe's body. In Batman number 145, while Batman tries to figure out how to escape Blackgate Prison, a new Batman starts working to make Gotham City safer. Zur-En-Arrh, still using the super strong Failsafe body, goes around the city. He finds some bad guys moving illegal stuff and shoots missiles at them, wrecking their stuff. Then, before the bad guys can do anything, Zur-En-Arrh grabs them with his long fingers and smashes them against a wall. One guy named Samuel Parsons gets hit by Zur-En-Arrh's eye-beams, and it's a warning to everyone in Gotham that Batman is back. This is Deadpool's new love interest. Unfortunately, his love interest is only interested in killing him. When Deadpool got the job to wipe out a bunch of genetically engineered alien brood, he bumped into Sanction and immediately fell in love. He liked her even more when he found out she was supposed to take him down. Deadpool talked Sanction into teaming up to beat the brood first, so they wouldn't end up in a big Marvel crossover event. He promised she could try to take him out as much as she wanted after that. Sanction managed to rig a device to blow up the AIM facility. Later on, Deadpool managed to get Sanction to agree to jump into a totally new comic story with him, and we are all invited to the wedding. This is the Avengers of the future. Thor goes to the future and tries to unite Captain America's new roster. In Avengers Twilight number 3, Captain America starts to pick new members for the Avengers team. The first thing he does is get a new Hawkeye on board, and they both save Tony Stark from a high-security jail called the Rat. Kamala Khan shows up in a big way as Miss Marvel, but it's really Thor who brings everyone together. When Captain America and his friends are dealing with James Stark, Cap hopes for help from Asgard. Right then, Thor shows up with a lot of lightning and thunder and asks if they should get the team together, hinting that the Avengers are about to make a big comeback. This is Raven's ultimate evil form. Now that the evil Raven is out on the loose, the entire DC universe is in danger. In Titans number 8, after the Beast World mess, everyone on Earth is super scared of Beast Boy. But the team is too busy worrying about Beast Boy being seen as a bad guy by everyone that they totally miss that Raven's dark side has taken over and is secretly watching them for Trigon. Trigon asks the Dark Raven why she's pretending to be good. She tells him she wants to turn the Titans into Trigon's army. Then Trigon shows her a picture of a scary monster called the Dark-Winged Queen, which he says is Raven's future. What if Wolverine and Deadpool regenerated together? So, Wolverine and Deadpool were chasing Danger, who was like a robot version of the X-Men's practice room, and she was making fake robot X-Men to sell to some big agencies. They found Danger at the X-Men's house, but she was ready for them. She made the floor magnetic so Wolverine got stuck because of his metal bones, and then she attacked them with super sharp spinning blades that chopped Wolverine and Deadpool up into a mess. But their super healing powers mixed them up into a weird, scary creature. Eventually, Wolverine and Deadpool figured out how to separate and go back to normal, but the whole thing was super creepy. Did you know that Sabretooth has a female variant? Apart from being the only woman, she's the most vicious among them. Savage Sabretooth is the name of the only girl Sabretooth in the Sabretooth War. Right from the start when she showed up, everyone could tell she deserved her name because she's been super tough in all the fights of the Sabretooth War. Fighting for Victor Creed's team in the Sabretooth War, Savage Sabretooth has done some really scary stuff all by herself, like when she ripped out X-23's tongue in one quick move. And now, it looks like she might even turn against the Victor Creed from our world, showing she's just as smart as she is fierce. What would happen if Wolverine's adamantium is removed? In Fatal Attractions, Magneto, who used to be good, turns bad again and attacks our heroes. Wolverine tries to fight him, but Magneto gets back at him by ripping out his metal skeleton. Without his metal bones, Wolverine's healing powers go into overdrive, almost killing him. We learn that Wolverine's claws were originally bone before they got covered in metal. Without the metal, Wolverine turns into a wild, savage beast. Even though he eventually gets his metal skeleton back, what Magneto did to him is still one of the worst things he's ever done. Batman's crazy insider suit. When Batman seemed to have died in a big event called Final Crisis, he was actually traveling through time to get back to the present. Meanwhile, Dick Grayson stepped in as the new Batman. Bruce Wayne, before letting everyone know he was back, decided to keep an eye on his city in secret by becoming a new character. He wore a special suit that covered his whole face, which people called the insider suit. This suit was super cool because it could do things that the Justice League could do. It had a setting for heat vision like Superman, could move super fast like the Flash, turn invisible like Martian Manhunter, and shoot a strong beam like Green Lantern's power. It could even fly and use the Justice League's teleporter. This made the insider suit one of Batman's most powerful outfits. The new Punisher is better than Frank Castle. Joe Garrison is finally embracing the Punisher's legacy with this turning point. In Punisher number 4, Joe Garrison fights against the upgraded Jigsaw, who's trying to mess up a peace meeting with some crazy gas. During their fight, they used all sorts of cool gadgets and tricks, like Garrison's shocky stun chucks and Jigsaw's dagger cane. But Jigsaw's teasing finally makes Garrison really angry, and he decides to fully become the Frank Castle's The Punisher. Garrison jumps Jigsaw, smashing him into a window and then stabbing him on a fancy statue before shooting him dead. It's the first time Garrison takes someone out in his new mission as the Punisher. Hope you enjoyed the stories in this week's episode. More stories to come next week. Subscribe so you don't miss the episode when it drops.